Okay, hey my babies, welcome back to my channel. Today is, what's today? Today is Wednesday, May 23rd, and I know I promised you guys a new video to my channel, and today I want to come to y'all with no makeup, no weave, literally just me chilling here on my bed. And I want to give you all this content today. Today's video, we're going to discuss my shelter experience. I know you all asked for that, and I'm ready to give it to you all. I have to look here. I have to learn that. You know, we're so used to looking at ourselves that we missing the eye contact. You know, we missing the moment. So, everything started with my shelter experience when I was 19 years old. And I was a mother of one. I already had Wookie. I was living in my dad's house. I never forget it, you know, and it was just this one week. It was a really terrible week. And not necessarily for me, because my experience, it's my experience, but my shelter experience was not just my own and me and Wookie's own individual experience. If you guys watch my previous video on my channel, listed below, if you scroll down a little bit, that video with connections to this video is the abortion video. Bob, y'all remember Bob? Okay, so me and Bob were dating, and as y'all know, Bob was older than me, and Bob lived with his mom, and I was living with my dad and my baby, you know, and him and his mom got into a really I was reading a text. Excuse me. I'm reading another text. Sorry, y'all. Let's deal with me, y'all. Okay, let's get this together. First of all, I want to say, do y'all love my new backdrop? Oh my gosh, I have my first backdrop here on my channel. Y'all know that I've just been using whatever's in my background. I've just been vlogging, yapping away with no actual quality here to my channel. But we are moving up. I told y'all, not just in numbers. So back to the experience. Bob got into a really terrible fight with his mom. And this is really crazy, but we used to live, like, our parents lived right down the halls from one another, and that actually made it easier for us to, like, spend time together. You know, his mother loved me. Yeah, I'd say she loved me. And she would let me come over, spend the night, and my dad is older. The dad who's helped raise me, not my biological dad, but my godfather. He's the one who has given me money. He's paid for my prom dress, my trips, anything that I wanted, you know, to invest in. I wanted to go shopping. I wanted bud money. You know, I go ask my daddy. My daddy has spoiled me. For anybody wondering why am I so spoiled, it's because whatever I ask my daddy for, my daddy gives it to me, for real. And that is the real definition of treating a queen like a treating a queen like a queen, sincerely from a king, your dad. So yeah, that's my pop. I gotta go visit my pop, y'all. I ain't seen my pop in a while. He don't know how I look. He don't know how the baby look. Yeah, I'm slacking, but y'all know I'm getting my ducks in line for my life. But we gotta take time to go see our family and let our family know that we love them, we miss them, you know. And inshallah, I mean. So I know I can't make this story time too long. I'm just running my mouth. This is what I do, y'all. This is what I do when I be coming on this camera, yo. This is what I do. Bob had a really big fight with his mom. So his mom ended up putting him out. Like, get your shit and go. Now, keep in mind that we right down the hall from each other, our parents' house. And he calls me outside. It's winter time, y'all. It's cold outside, you know. It's like the end of fall, almost winter. And he calls me. He's like, yeah, babe, what's up? What you doing? I'm like, I'm chilling. You know, I'm in the house. What's up? Why you sound like that? And he's like, me and my mom just got into it. You know, and she put me out. I don't even got my coat. I'm like, what? You know, come upstairs to my father's house. You know, my father, I was 19, y'all know, but I say I was grown. I guess I wasn't grown, right? Because I was living with my daddy. I don't know. You know, he didn't want no dudes in the house. You know, that was a strict rule for him, especially because I'm the baby. You know, I'm the baby girl, and you know how everybody give it up with the baby. You know, everybody's so protective. Everybody's like, no, you can't date. You can't this. You can't have no boys over. You can't go on a date. Blues, eight, and blops. You know, especially when you're living under somebody else's roof. Keep that in mind. When you live under somebody else's under somebody else's roof, you have to listen to their rules. Point blank. Period. If you don't want to do that, you get out. Go get your own shit. That's how it goes. So here we go. So I told him, come upstairs to my dad's house. You know, I'm going to talk to my dad. Maybe my dad can. I was bugging. Okay. I'm like, maybe my dad will let you stay here with me. This is absurd. You know, I was just so heartbroken that a mother can put their child out in the cold, no coat, no shit. You know what I'm saying? I was a new mom, you know, and I pray to Allah that I don't put my kid out. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you do that? There should be no reason in America you putting your kid out in the cold. Straight up. You know, unless my kid wants to leave and she's like, Ma, I'm going to be independent. I want to be self-sufficient like you. And, you know, I fully respect that. I'm all for that, you know, and that's what it's going to be. But I'm not going to put my kids out, you know, so I felt strong about that. So, you know, we're just trying to figure things out. I'm like trying to I'm trying to like soothe him to relax, you know, because he got his mother got him so amped up. I'm sure she's amped up as well. That's why she put him out. It was just really bad, you know. So we just had a conversation this night, and he was like, yo, I'm about to go to the shelter. And I'm like, no, babe, you can stay here. Making rules for my daddy house where I ain't got no business making rules, okay? So he's like, nah, you know, your dad is not going to let me stay here in his house or stay here with you and the baby. So I'm going to just do what I got to do. Fuck her. You know, talking about his mother and things. So I'm just like, oh, my gosh. All right, babe, you know, if that's what you want to do, I'm going to support you, you know. Whatever your partners want to do, if it's, you know, and all means good for them, beneficiary, you know, for them to go ahead and spread their wings, we should be pro that. You know, we should never stop our partners for doing what they feel is best for them, and vice versa too. Our partners should not stop us from doing anything that we feel is best for us, you know, and better for us in our lives, inshallah, amen. Excuse me. So with that being said, he ended up leaving that night to the man's facility. I don't know where he went, but he ended up going. And you know, we were talking. I think he were there for about a good month or so, or almost a month. You know, he was staying in the shelter, in the men's shelter, wherever he were at. Because his mother had kicked him out. I was still with my dad, you know, so I still see his mom and I still see his family, and you know, it was really crazy. So I'm sitting in my own situation, you know, with my baby, living in my dad's house. I don't have my own roof over my head, you know. So basically, he motivated me to be like, maybe we should go into the shelter together, you know. I thought about it at first. I was like, wow, this is probably not a good idea, you know, because I don't know. I just had like this kind of feeling in my heart. But I went through it anyway. If you're a Libra, you probably can understand that point, you know, where we do not listen to ourselves, but we have advice for everybody else in the world. That's a terrible, terrible bad habit that we have. And not only to real discipline and real thought of mind and heart, soul, inshallah, I mean that a Libra can put their foot down and make their best decisions. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, this cough is killing me. Like, it's like I'm better. It's just like I have this phlegm, but I'm drinking tea. I'm drinking lots of water, you know. Yeah, hopefully this thing packs it up soon because that shit is a dub. But we ended up deciding, listen, I want to get out of my situation too. I got my baby here. I'm living in my daddy's house. I'm not happy, you know. Y'all gonna find this out now, but in my daddy's house, I was not even sleeping on a bed. I was sleeping on his 3-seat sofa, and my baby was sleeping in. First, she had a bassinet, and then when she grew, my ex-best friend from a long time ago from kids. She had a son, and her son ran out of the playpen. So then they donated the playpen to me, and I was so everly grateful. And I had that ever since, the baby grew out of the bassinet, and she was sleeping in the playpen. And then we stopped using that when we moved to the shelter, because when we got to the shelter, they have cribs and beds and stuff. So, wow, talk about struggle. You know what I'm saying? For real. To talk about where you came from, and to talk about where you're going, to talk about where you're at. That is so inspiring. You know, y'all need to know that I was literally on a couch for 3 years living with my dad, because my sister and my brother, it was a 2-bedroom apartment. My sister and my brother had the rooms. So, you know, I ran away from, well, this is another story, but at 16, I ran away from my aunt's house. And that didn't work out. You know, so that's how I ended up staying with my dad. And my dad lived in the same building as my aunt, but just a few floors down. That's another story, y'all, because I really been through some shit. But excuse me. This video is 11 minutes already, so I gotta speed it up. I only want to make this like a 20-minute video, and I'm really loving this backdrop. If only I had a beat face and my hair was looking lit as fuck, but that's okay. I'm giving y'all the real authentic Riah J. Y'all know in some of my videos, I come to y'all like this. I don't need all of that glitz and glam. I do that when I feel like it, you know, because I feel glitz and glam right now. You know, no cocky shit. I'm very confident. I've grown to just love myself unconditionally. You have to, and nobody else will. So we decided, like, we're going to go into the shelter, right? So we went into the shelter. You know, when you go into the shelter, you have to go to the DHS facility, and that's located in Grand Concourse in the Bronx. And you have to go there. You have to apply. You have to go through this whole interviewing process just so they can investigate to see if you really are homeless, or if you have somewhere that you can live, you know. So it's a whole process, my babies. I don't even think y'all know, but I'm finna educate y'all on this whole shelter DHS situation, on how I came from the shelter, how I came from living in family's house, how I came from living on a couch, well, you know, family's house, having my own room, bouncing around, coming around, finding my way to my daddy's house, and then leaving my daddy's house to go to the shelter with my dude. And then my dude, this is when he put his hands on me, and when I told y'all I came back to the room, and he was gone, and all his things were gone. If you go back into my channel and scroll down, you're gonna see the video, the abortion video, story time part 1 and part 2. You should watch that video, because I'm talking about Bob. And I am, well, you know, this experience is kind of connected to the abortion, and, you know, the abortion and the abortion video, the abortion story time video. So it took us a while to get actually approved through DHS. I mean, we went through like 10 trials and tribulations of the investigation process, of trying to get our family on the same page, trying to get his family and my family on the same page, trying to, you know, just trying to do what we needed to do. We both knew that we were both homeless, but does the system know that? No. So they investigate you like you owe money to the IRS. They like, I need to talk to your mama. Where's your last addresses in the last 10 years? Yo, it was deep. And Bob was previously in a shelter like a few years prior to him dating me. He was in a shelter with his baby mother. So when they ran his name and everything, all his old information from the system popped up. Can you believe that? They was like, so what happened with them? He was like, oh, we broke up. You know, I don't know. Something happened with that. I'm not going to talk about Bob's business. But anyways, yeah, he was in a situation before with his baby mother prior to me. So all his information popped up. That's the only point that I'm trying to explain to you guys. So after like 10 trials and tribulations, right? One day we were in our room. This was before the fight, because we got approved and then we got into the fight, and he left the shelter after he put his hands on me. Y'all gotta go watch that story time video, abortion story time part 1 and part 2. Watch that. You know, because you'll learn a lot. That's all. I'm here to share my life with you all. And this video, we talking about my shelter experience. So, after that, damn, where I was at? Oh yeah, so we got approved through DHS to officially approved. The investigation work, everybody did what they needed to do. The family said the right things, the facts, because we are home. Where are we going? Are we going to sleep on a train? Where are we going? We're going to go back to our daddy's and our mommy's house? No, we're not. We made this decision and we're going to stick with it, right? Okay. So that's what we did. And we, inshallah, we became blessed. They slid us the approval eligible letter under our door one day. And we just prayed, we cried, we shouted because, wow, y'all don't know. We was dealing with not getting accepted for 3 months. We left to the shelter in October. And we left to the shelter in October 2013. And we didn't get approved until New Year's. October, November, December. Look, 3 months. 3 months. We couldn't get it together to get approved to DHS. So that was disgusting. We were going through so many stress. We were trying to have a baby. Do you understand everything that was going on? So you got to watch that video. You got to watch that video so you can say, oh, okay. So yeah, maybe all the stress took a toll on us, and then we had that big fight. Go watch the video so you can know the dates of that. And he left, and my life went on. I had an abortion at the age of 19 in the shelter. Just got approved, So after that, I went to a deep depression because I had my abortion, because me and my man broke up. He put his hands on me. And I was basically deciding whether I want to stay in this facility or I want to go to a new facility. Because I was really concerned for me and my baby's safety. I didn't want him to come and find me there at the shelter. So they basically put me in for a transfer. And I got transferred to Midtown. So I was now in a facility in Midtown. This facility was actually an all-women's facility. It was only women and babies. So I think that was really dope. I never been through experience like that in my life with just women. The only males there was the staff. And your baby daddy couldn't even stay with you at that one. That was straight up woman and child shelter. And I really liked that one because it wasn't ratchet. It was ran by Hispanics and whites. The security guards were black. There was a daycare there in the facility, just like the last one, right? But it wasn't a family facility. Remember, when I first went into the shelter system, I went in with me and my dude, me and Bob and the baby. And, y'all know that didn't work. y'all know that didn't last, but so long. So I transferred to the next facility, which was me and my baby. We went to the woman's facility, baby and child. So I stayed there for about a year. Unfortunately, I still didn't get my apartment then. No, but guess who got the apartment? My girlfriend. See, I can also watch Trust Him and Then Trust Yourself, because that's explaining how Allah's rejection is Allah's protection. I thought, wow, this is my girl. I met my girlfriend there. We were both in the shelter. And we started there. She got her apartment before me. So I was stressing, panicking, oh my God, I'm not going to get my apartment. What's going on with me? But I just gathered myself back, and when Allah said it was my time, I was blessed with my apartment. But it wasn't when I was in that facility. I did a lot of bouncing around. I need y'all to know that. I need y'all to know that the shelter system is a system made to break us. It is not a system to get in there. You're having parties. You're meeting friends. If you're not strong within your spiritual guidance, within your general self, you're not strong. You're not ready. You're not prepared. You will break. I met many people in my journey in the 3 years that I've been in a shelter before being blessed with my apartment. And a lot of them didn't make it. A lot of them didn't. I had this homegirl that I met in the Midtown facility, and I think her name was Cindy or Cynthia. And she had a son. Our kid, her son was a little younger than my baby was already 1 when I got to Midtown. So her baby was only 6 months, And I remember she was going through a lot of things with her baby daddy and child support and things, and she just felt like this system is not for me. And the one thing the system would do, right, because see, they don't want those that it's really not meant to be for it to be. This is what I mean by that. She was stressing about being in a situation of being in a shelter to go through the struggle to get her own place. She came from living with her baby daddy, and she came from living with her parents. And she didn't understand that, listen, Ma, you here for a reason. You here for you and your son. You here to get your own place. Understand that any alternative that they give you to not be in a position where you at to get your own place, they're trying to deter you to not get it. They'll give you all kind of options like, so you're sure you don't have somebody to stay with, any family members? And if you say yes, oh, there's some space here, there's some room here, and you give them the family's information to contact them, they'll tell your family and your friends, well, I'll pay half of your rent if you let her come back and live with you. Because it seems to me that she has somewhere to really stay. Things like that. So if you don't really want it and you don't really need it, don't go into the shelter system. But if you are really homeless, you want better for you and your baby, you want to do better, you want your responsibility as a woman. Men too. There's men in. I was in the first family facility I was in. There were single dads in there with their kids because the mother was deadbeats. There's any situation you in, understand that there's a way out of it. But it's all about how bad do you want it. Do you want it that bad? If you want it that bad, you'll make a way. So my girlfriend, when I was in a Midtown facility, was blessed with her apartment. I helped her move in and everything. Y'all gotta watch that video. Y'all gotta really, actually, I don't think that video was on my channel, of how my first girlfriend broke my heart, which was excuse me. I'm gonna make that video. That video's coming soon. How my ex-love of my life, the ex-woman of my life, broke my heart. But she also gave me motivation and strength. That's coming soon. Stay tuned for that. I'm all over the place, y'all. Y'all gonna love me for who I am, okay? Because I love y'all. No judgment here. Each step at a time. So, damn, where was I at? So, yeah, I even helped her move in. She was pregnant and everything. I was there for her when she had the baby. I mean, we try to stay friends. Oh, my gosh, I'm going off topic. Anyways, when she got her apartment, it just gave me a bigger insight of why I'm here. Because I thought like we were together, bitch, let me move in, And she just sat me down one day and she was like, look, boo, that's not what it is. It is not like, oh, we're dating, so I'm supposed to move you in. I was here to get my crib for me and my kids, not to move someone in. So I completely got it. I was like, you know what? You're right. Because I don't want to live with no one. I come from living with people. My aunt, my uncle, my best friend, sleeping in traps. My daddy's house, sleeping on the couch. Let's just be real. Keep it trill, my babies. This is my story, and I'm here to share with y'all. I'm not here to tell y'all no lie. I have no reason to lie to y'all. I love y'all. Y'all my biggest supporters in my life. Bigger than my family. Y'all are my babies. Okay, I don't have friends. My family's my friends. My man is my friends. My work is my friends. This is my work. Y'all are my babies. Damn, don't cry, bitch. Whew. So, I just accepted where I was at. I accepted why I was here. And I began to work harder. I got another job. I started to work harder, pray harder, stay focused. And next thing I know, I was working this call center job. I was working this housekeeping job. I even took a paid internship in that facility, in the Midtown facility where I was at, because, see, I don't come from having financial stability given to me. It was never given to me. All things you see that I've earned and I've been blessed with, I've worked my ass off. Excuse me. I've worked my ass off to receive it. I don't come from a silver spoon at all. I come from straight struggle, straight oodles and noodles, straight hot dogs, straight welfare milk. You know what I'm saying? This is real, my baby. Damn, I don't want to fucking cry, yo. So I just gathered myself back to why I was here, to get my own shit for me and my baby. And it didn't stop there, right? Because that wasn't the last facility I was in. That facility ended up closing down, going through some changes or whatever it was going through. And if you wasn't blessed, like, honestly, it was like a racial profiling thing with that facility. Like I said, I loved it because it was ran by lines, which means it wasn't ratchet. You know what I'm saying? The last facility I was in, the family facility in Queens, it was a family facility. It was very ratchet. It was very ratchet. Ghetto, for those who are not understanding ratchet. And when I got to the Midtown one, it was just way cleaner, way wooden floors. It was so nice. So I was appreciative, But when it came to the facility closing, they made sure all the Latinas got their apartment before they was closing the doors. And it was mostly black and about 3% of Latinas. With the 80% of the black women with their babies who was not blessed to get their apartment while we were there at that facility. For whatever reason, right? But that's what we seen going on. It was really ironic that all the Latinas were getting called to their caseworkers, were getting blessed with their apartments right in the midst of time before this facility is closing down. So I just was putting two and two together. So once I accepted, well, I'm not getting my apartment here, while being at this facility. So I pray, inshallah, on me, I'm going to work my fucking ass on. Because I honestly felt like I was supposed to get it there at that facility. But life went on, right? So they basically transferred us all to our new facilities with our belongings. And I had about 6 bags of clothes. Coach, shoes, all kinds of shit. Toys, books, stuffed animal, all my shit. I had everything except for furniture, because I was in a shelter. And that's their furniture that you're sleeping on and you're utilizing until you get your own permanent place. So they transferred me. What time is it? Oh, I got time. They transferred me to this facility. Remember, I was in Midtown. First one I was in, the family ghetto one was in Queens, Rockaway, Queens. The mother and child one was in Midtown, literally the heart of the city. And it was beautiful. I loved it there. Oh, I loved it there. And then the last and final facility that I was in, and I finally was blessed to get my apartment. It was my time to shine, baby. I worked my ass off. Was in Washington Heights. And this one was a family facility. This one, too, I was back in the ghetto ratchet one. It was just in Uptown Manhattan now, Washington Heights. So I wasn't really too fond of the environment, but y'all know that you got to do what you got to do and you got to deal what you got to deal with to get what you want to get. So I dealt with it. I dealt with the nasty attitude staff. I dealt with the crazy ass neighbors that live beside me, under me, above me. I dealt with caseworkers not doing their job unless you are on them about doing their job. I dealt with a lot of catcalling in there. One thing about me, after I already had did all my bullshit in the Midtown one, see, because in the family facility, I went through a really dramatic situation. I got beat up by my dude. I had an abortion. In the next facility, I dealt with, I'm going to say, racial profiling. I dealt with finding myself. I dealt with getting a girlfriend. I dealt with getting my heart broke. So in the Washington Heights facility, not only did I deal with all the things that I already nasty attitude staff not trying to do their job, crazy ass neighbors living when it's next to you and in front of you and shit on your floor. I already went through the lessons that I needed to learn. And I guess I went through all of that. Inshallah, I mean, because Allah wanted me to stay focused. He said, look, boo, you ain't here to date. You ain't here to get angry. You ain't here to be distracted. What are you here for? So I started working. I was basically trying to figure out, because I always knew that I wanted to be an entertainer, a speaker, a healer, a model, a singer, an entrepreneur, period. I always knew that, but what are the steps that you're going to take to get there, right? So I always knew that I got to hustle and I got to deal with these 9 to 5s to just keep some money in my pocket, keep food on my table, keep my lights on, you know? So I was only trying to figure out what career lane should I be in. So I've did it all. I've worked in a pizza shop. I've done babysat. I've done did a call center. I've been a housekeeper. Yo, I've done it all. But the last one, the last career that I finally found the epiphany for Riahjay was security. Okay. I was intrigued in the security field. I done did all of that already, right? So when I got to the Hamilton, the Washington Heights family facility, I'm like, look, bitch, you got to find a career and you got to stick with it because you need money. You need money to get your crib, okay? Because how the fuck you going to pay your rent? You know what I'm saying? What is you going to do? So I got serious. I said, I'm not dating. I'm not entertaining drama. I'm not entertaining none of that. I'm finna get my job, keep my job, push these motherfuckers to get my fucking crib because it's my time. And I believe that it's my time. And I claim that it's my time. And inshallah, it's gonna turn into fruition because I'm gonna work my ass off. And I'm not gonna stop until I get my place. Because I'm not going to another facility. I'm not staying here more than 6 months. So the story didn't actually turn out that way. I was there for 9 months. I completed my 3-week security training, obtained my license, secured a job, secured that job for more than a year. In the middle of my year of employment and me pressing my caseworkers, I cannot be here anymore. I'm going through anxiety, real shit. I was really going through anxiety, depression, stress, because I was reaching a boiling point where I knew my time was coming. So I just wanted to make sure that my dots would align in the way that Allah wants them to align for me. So I stayed on my caseworkers. I stayed trying to fix my credit. I stayed out there apartment hunting. I stayed getting overtime, busting my ass at my job. Okay, I was employee of the month every month since I started the security job. And I ain't never been employee of the month before. But at that job, I became that. You know? I stood focused, my babies. I couldn't stay in a shelter much longer than the 3 years mark that was slowly approaching. So one day I marched into the director's office at my facility right on my day off. And I said, I forgot his name, but I said, I need to speak to him. I'm calling from room 14. I forgot my room number. I'm Miss Jackson. I'm calling from room 1. I'm coming from room 14 something. And it was like, just a minute. And he welcomed me in, and I said, excuse me, mister, do you have a minute to talk? I'm Miss So-and-so from room so-and-so, and I'm not here to worry about anybody else but me and my kid. I come from an emergency transfer from the previous facility. I'm here. Y'all told me to get a job, keep a job, save my money, so it'll be my time, and it's my time. I'm going through a depression, anxiety, and major stress being here because I know that my time is up. I can feel it in my bones. I can see it in my baby's eyes that it's our time. I really believe that. And on the look in my face, in the posture of my body, in the class of me, in the determination and motivation of me, inshallah, I mean, he said, I'm going to make some calls, baby, because I know that you are one from the transfer, and you've been in the system for how long? You approaching 3 years? That's impossible. So you are doing what you need to do. You are saving up. Are you meeting with your caseworkers? Are you meeting with your housing specialists? And I'm like, yes, I am. Yes, I am. Because it's my time. That's all I can say. I'm going to keep coming to see you because I want to know what's the status. I want to know what's up with me in my case. So, not long after that, in a 6-month mark, I went to him, and 3 months later of me continuing to push on them, continuing to get overtime, save my money, and stay focused. I wasn't worried about no dudes. My nigga was in jail. I was with Armand at the time. He was locked up. Okay, only thing I was focused about was getting my crib. Okay? And, and 3 months later, I was at work at doing a security job. And it's crazy because I would wake up, I lived in a shelter, and I would wake up and go do my security job in another shelter. Can you believe that? I mean, if Allah wasn't talking some signs to me, I was really focused there, because who the fuck wants to get up in your situation and go work in another facility? It feels like you ain't never left your situation. But I knew there was a reason, there was a calling for me to be there, because I touched so many people at that job. I didn't tell nobody that I left when I quit. That's another story. Sam, I'm always going off the rip. So 3 months after I pressed on, it was the 9th month. I never forget. This was March 2nd, 2016. And my director called me, the same one that I marched in his office, not the supervisor, not the caseworker, not the housing specialist, the director of the shelter. I marched in his office. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He called me because he was like, Miss Jackson, I'm going to stay on your case. You're right. It's your time to get out of here. You've been pressing on me. You're doing all the things you need to do. This is not right. We're going to get you out of here. And he called me March 2nd. I never forget. I was doing overtime at my job. I was doing the Callahan. Y'all know the Callahan is the big inspections in the shelters where they have to paint, make sure everything is up to par, because the city and, the city people come inspect, the shelters to make sure the shelters are under conditions that us, residents can live under, or they'll get really big fines and shut the whole shelter down. So, what the staff do, your bosses do at your shelter. If you work at a shelter, then you've probably experienced the Callahan. You go paint. You don't do security. You come in for overtime and you do paint, cleaning, and dusting to get overtime. So I was all for that. I was eating. Are you crazy? That's how I took my trip to Miami. My income taxes from all my OT. Anyways, I was not playing, y'all. He called me, and I was like, I put the mop down, the dust down, the paintbrush down, and I ran over to the side, and I'm like, hello, Mr. I forgot his name, damn. And he's like, Miss Jackson, I need you to stop what you're doing. You're at work, right? I'm like, yes, I'm at work, Mr. So-and-so. He's like, I need you to stop what you're doing right now, and I need you to go to so-and-so and go ahead and sign your lease, because it's your time. My dumb ass, I'm like, I'm at work, mister. How am I going to leave work to go sign my lease? He's like, listen, you need to tell your boss that if you don't go sign your lease now and get your key, they gonna pass it over to the next one. Now you done pushed me the entire time you've been here about your place. You need your place. You're stressing this and that, and you ain't gonna go rush over. I'm thinking in my mind, but I'm at work. You know how I'm gonna leave my job to go? I need my job to pay my bills, right? So, long story short, my bosses, my supervisors, my directors, they all fuck with me. I know I've been employee of the month since I started working on that job because I go hard on my jobs. I don't play about my money. I don't play about things that I'm passionate for. My heart beats for. Right here, this is what my heart beats for. It beats for y'all, my babies. It beats for YouTube. I'm a YouTuber, and I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed to be here sharing my life with you all. I love it. Like if I could live my life off YouTube, speaking on big pedestals, being on the Oprah Winfrey Show, just telling my story, when I lay down and die, I won't have no regrets. I wouldn't have missed a beat because all I want to do is touch the people, love the people, help the people, and vice versa. Y'all don't know how much y'all love and support means to me. I don't want to start crying again. I'm such a fucking baby, yo. Fuck! So, I pulled Mr. Now, who I do remember. I remember all my people from my last job. I pulled Mr. Beeman. He was the super supervisor of the security crew. And also I pulled Mr. Beeman aside. I spoke to Mr. McKnight. Mr. McKnight was the director of social services. And Mr. Thomas Jefferson, I spoke to him. He was our director of safety. And I spoke to all of them, and I said, listen, Mr. I got to go sign my lease. Y'all know that I'm in a shelter. I just got called that I've been blessed with my apartment. And they tell me if I don't go sign my lease now, I'll miss this blessing. I'll miss this opportunity for me and my baby. Is the reasons why I work so hard, you know. And they was like, go ahead. And I was like, can I come back? Because, I'm about that coin, y'all. I always been about my coin. Okay, even before I was a mom, I've been about my coin. I've been had several jobs, and I've been about making my own coins. Because if somebody won't get it for you, you got to go out there and get it yourself. It's the bottom line, and that speaks for your life. You can't expect, even if you come from a silver spoon family, I'm pretty sure not all things will be handed to you. You have to work for the things that you want in your life. So, long story short, that's all the things that I've been, Maybe I have some stories, within the experiences that I can make into a separate video. So y'all can get the depth of that, like how my girlfriend broke my heart. my girlfriend that I met in this just broke my heart. But also how much I learned from that experience. I want to talk about, there's a lot of things that I can talk about but that experience is basically my personal shelter experiences, where I've been, the things that I've been through, the challenges that I've overcome, the challenges that I've been through, and to bring us all to where we are today. So I appreciate the shelter system. I appreciate all my caseworkers who believed in me, who helped me get a job. I appreciate oh my God, Mr. Cook. Shout out to Mr. Cook. When I arrived to the Midtown facility with my baby, and I had just went through a depression and an abortion, I had to go through counseling services. And he helped me regain back my strength. He helped me regain back my sense of self. He helped me. Wow. Shout out to Mr. Cook. He doesn't work there anymore because when the shelter closed down, he transferred to another facility. So if anybody knows Mr. Cook, he deals with drug abuse. He deals with domestic violence. He deals with self-love. He deals with parenting skills. Please give him a shout out. Tell him Riah J still loves him and thanks him so much for everything that he's done for me. And I completed my counseling services. But yeah, my babies, this is for all of you out there, men, women, young or old, who have ever thought about branching out right? But you don't really know what you're branching out into. I was one of those young girls. And had I not went through it, I wouldn't have this advice here to give to you guys. So I want you to all take heed to my story. I'm grateful for my struggle. I'm grateful for my father's couch. I'm grateful for the shelter system. I'm grateful for my situation with my ex, the situations with my girl. I'm grateful for things not being handed to me and things not being easy for me to attain, because you just learn to appreciate things more. What if I would have went into the shelter in 3 months and got it in 3 months? Do you think someone will learn how to appreciate their struggle and how to appreciate their journey and where they are today, so they're not letting their life run buku rampant? You know, so a lot of things in my life have pushed me to discipline myself and pushed me to stay focused of where I'm at, number one, where I come from, and where I'm going. And that's a fact. So to you all, my babies, thank you all for tuning in to this video. I love you all so much. And if you made it to the end of this vlog, you know I fuck with you. Because this vlog is about an hour long. Inshallah, I look forward to seeing you in my next video. I love you all so much. Thank you for watching. See you later, my babies.